Well, hello there. Welcome back, everyone, to another account favorite, everyone's favorite neighborhood Exodus. And that is right. We are on, of course, Exodus's account, Woo Nation in the house. And today, everyone say today, we are going to be testing out the newest. That's correct. The newest Mythic Generation 3 tactics. Now, I don't know about you, but I am very appreciative of obviously the deep pockets of lovely Exodus's abilities to let us have an opportunity, should I say, to showcase some of the tactics in action. And I want to say that all in all, it does seem to be very, very, I guess, indicative of the account. You do kind of want to stick any of these ones on the DPS because, well, it's based off 400% magic damage. So, magic damage, of course, is scalable depending on your, I guess, well, here's the thing. Does this hero do magic damage? Does that make any difference? That is also a question that I always ask myself because I don't know if you actually do magic damage. Not that that really probably has a huge impact. No, you do physical damage. I wonder. I wonder, does that make any difference? Because, I mean, Lusu does magic damage. As you can see, they have magic damage. Who else does magic? You do physical, of course. You do magic damage, actually. Meng does magic damage. And you do have the wave breaker. So I often wonder at times, will that make a huge difference? And of course, how do we tell? Well, how do we tell how much these tactics actually do over the course of a battle? So there are a couple of things that we will be trying to test out. It does make sense, of course, you to have Heavenly Cloud because, well, you do magic damage anyway. But I am curious. I am very curious. So what I think we will do is we're going to find a base. I want to say like a base team to test against. I'm going to take off the tactics. I'm going to place on the tactics. I'm going to see whether or not they do any real overall. Yeah, we're going to just try it that way. I think a lot of people are more interested in the damage aspect, but the one with the deer is going to be Zhang Fei. He's pretty much well, no, that's Sun Jiang. My bad. So Sun Jiang is going to have the deer. That makes sense. Make him as super tanky as possible. So we're going to try and see just how much of. I guess we could see how much of the healing is there. It's not really about healing though, is it? I mean, this is kind of the added bonus. I feel like the deer is more about damage mitigation than anything. Particularly those that have shielding on them, they get a bonus damage mitigation for that as well. Pretty badass with the outfit, if I do say myself. But it is pretty much, it's one of those things that I feel like most players have probably looked at and gone, well, it's like, should I spend the 400 USD? I think it's 400 USD, which is about 5 to 600 Australian. I don't know how much that is in euro. As you can see, Exodus didn't buy any of these ones. So that'll tell you that you don't necessarily have to do that. I think they're pretty stock standard. I mean, you still have quite a few of these things left. What else did you buy, if you don't mind me having a quick squiz? I don't think you bought anything else except for the Soaring Thunder and the Cloud, which is kind of cool. So I think you're able to do it if I'm picking this correctly. I believe you bought. Oh, okay. So you didn't actually have to buy the premium last pack either. Interesting. So you managed to be able to do it with these ones alone. Huh. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's cool. Maybe you did buy some God's blessing. I'm not entirely sure, but that is interesting. So it doesn't look like you have to whale too astronomical to get both of these because of course you do get the 10 shards for 5k gold on each. Anyway, enough talking PB, let's jump into it. So we are going to well, we can have a couple of, I guess, test fights, and then we can sort of, yeah, how about we, how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Seasonal ranking. You are close to guts. So I think Guts is going to be our baseline, around the same power level. Literally, splitting hairs in terms of there's like a couple of billion difference. So Guts is going to go first. Is there any way for me to get more power than Guts though? I don't know if I have permission to do any power ups on this account, so that might be a bit awkward. But how can we do that? Oh, it would actually be pretty tricky. It would be pretty tricky. Can we get you above Legion tokens? Nah, we're not going to spend any of those. Scrolls, you always tell me this. Every time I log on to these damn accounts, it's always like, oh, by the way, you can do this. I'm like, no, I can't. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to me, game. Um, okay, you got Eagle, you got all of these things. I don't really feel like you want us to be messing around too much. Uh, ooh, that would have been nice. Can we get you any of these? No, you've been doing those ones. Very good, very good. All right, I'm not going to mess around too much, but what I think we can do is start to do some of those fights. Let's get into it. Let's just go into the ranking, seasonal ranking. Let's fight server wide. Let's go in. Let's do some fights against Guts. Try to get a baseline to see just what I want to see. I just want to see. Let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. Okay, so Cloudy Gear goes first, and then interesting. So the rotation is the deer goes first, then the whale, and now the dragon procs. Okay, so then the dragon procced, and then of course all the monsters. But there's the storm clouds. So the storm cloud is over everyone, but I think it's over the top DPS, which is Yoshiro. And then your eagle is going to proc too, I think. No, Lusu. Ah, there's your eagle. There you go. I knew it was going to proc sometime. And of course, your whale procs as well. These are all the mythic tactics, though, if anyone is curious, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, Zhao Un not really doing anything at 1 star, sadly. What am I talking about? I'm not cheering for Zhao Un. I'm cheering for you. Sun Jiang is an absolute monster. But I am interested to see. Because if you don't know, every action of the enemy team can proc the thundercloud on the enemy team. We just saw it. It did struck Yashiro just then, the thundercloud. So let's see. These fights just go so quickly. And they got struck again. So I would say focus on the enemy team to see when the thundercloud strikes. It can strike 9 times a battle. It actually struck 3 players when it hit the last time, which is interesting. Um, so any action has a chance for that thundercloud to strike. That could, of course, that could determine some of the outcomes as well. I think we've got the guaranteed win here, though. Yep, it got struck again. Interesting. Right. Just waiting to see if you will actually get any attacks off. Probably not. I think they're pretty much CC'd up at this stage. It sucks, Gus. I'm sorry. I don't think you can. I just don't think you got enough to kill us. Unfortunately, with yeah, yeah, the CC's yeah, it's impressive. Did he get struck with his thundercloud? No, he didn't. So it's not a guaranteed. It's a 40% chance for the additional thundercloud to strike from that. But this will be interesting. So Lu Ming is the best one, and well, that's interesting. So, I mean, yeah, all right, all right, okay. I mean, they're all pretty much in the top tier range of damage. Um, I'd say Lu Ming just edged out because it's got more heals than anyone, and it took a little bit more of a beating. Interesting, very interesting. All right, let's have a look at the enemy team though. So Mori did some decent damage, which is kind of nice to see. Um, but the rest of them pretty much just got shut down, which kind of sucks for them. They did take a big beating though, but Murray definitely took some damage there. Did some damage. So Lusu, pretty damn decent. So we got 1.19 billion. Let's have another couple of fights, and then we can start to take them out. I should have looked at Zhang Fei's healing though, so I have to look at that. Oh, sorry, Sun Jiang's healing. He looks like Zhang Fei. He's confusing the heck out of me. Am I wrong, chat? Let me know in the comment section down below. Does not Sun Jiang look like Zhang Fei with that outfit on? But Lightning Cloud is over. Thunder Beast is there. Then, of course, I hit you with the Eagle. Then Lusu's going to hit you with the Ultimate. I love your setup, by the way. I do like that setup. And then he got stunned. Oh, unlucky. Dragon Zhao got stunned. Zhang Fei really doesn't do very much because he's not on the team. But Sun Jiang does do a lot. I do like Sun Jian. If anything, he's the most annoying one out of all of them. Out of all of the generations, he is probably the most annoying one. He got muted by the halberd, which is interesting. But is he going to hit? Oh, yes. I think he got struck with the lightning then. Yes, someone did. 3 of them got struck. So, splash damage, of course, is what is that? Is when they get hit by 3, it does mean that it is splash damage. And you got to remember that the lightning cloud targets the player with the most HP or attack. I think it's most attack on the team. So every action has a chance to proc it. Let's have a look. I think, yep. Yeah, so if anyone doubts how strong Xiao as a transformation is for Wu Nation, don't doubt any longer. He really is strong. If you just sort of add up during the entire battle how many times he paralyzes the enemy team, you'd probably be really surprised. He literally has him in constant lockdown. At least 1 or 2 players. It's pretty cool, I have to say. I do like Xiao. But we're not here for Xiao, we're here for the 2 combination charms. Oh, he got resurrected, but he still has the cloud over him. So it doesn't matter if the hero dies. Doesn't really matter because I don't think it's linked to a hero. Actually, I think it is linked to a hero, but it doesn't seem to matter that much. If they die, they get resurrected, the cloud stays the entire fight. Look at that paralysis, though. That's just nasty. That is freaking nasty. Yeah, getting absolutely locked down. I'd say Murray's still going to do the most damage on the enemy team. But I am curious. I am curious. I think we can probably just skip ahead because they're not going to win. Let's have a look at the statistics. Again, Lu Meng classified as the best because of the damage and the healing. Sort of fell off a little bit. So, okay. So Yashiro didn't do as much damage. Interesting. Interesting. How do we go with the healing from... Well, I mean, that healing's pretty significant from Sun Jiang, who does have the deer on them. But then again, the deer is more about the shielding effects. So, I guess it's really hard to get a baseline, isn't it? We had 199 billion before, then it dropped down to 123. Kind of scary. Let's just go ahead and skip to see if... Well, we know the outcome's not going to change. But let's have a look again. So Sun Jiang pulled it out, but then Yashiro did do a couple of trillion damage. It really is interesting. That is a couple of trillion, by the way. That's 281 billion. That's 2.8 trillion damage. No, is it? Yeah, I feel like no, it's 281 billion. My bad. That's cool. So they are pretty consistent in terms of that, but let's arguably, can we actually test this? That's what I was always worried about. is how do we actually test this? How do we test this? Well, we're going to try at least. At the very mere minimum, we are going to try. So I'm going to remove that from you. And let's jump into it. Although, I guess if you're curious about how much power you get, let's throw that back on there. Activate all of those things. You get quite a lot of, you get like how many is that? I think it was like 40 billion. Anyway, we're going to take you off there. Let's take you off. Let's jump back into it. Let's jump back into the Glory Hall. No, not Glory Hall. We will try some of the Glory Hall as well, but I'm more interested in the PvP. If I can figure out which button to push, that would be fantastic game. Formation-wise, we're going to keep that formation. We are going to go over to seasonal ranking, server-wide. Let's fight guts yet again. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's just see. So we kind of had a mixed bag. We had like 198, then we had like 200 and something. It was crazy. I think it's depended on Yoshiro killing the enemies too, because obviously. Um, let's just skip ahead. Oh, we lost that one. We lost it. Interesting. Okay. So the power difference is huge. Is it more about the power difference than it is about the fact that the tactic does anything? That's kind of interesting. Let's skip ahead. We lost that back to back. Maybe the tactic is doing more than we think. Damage wise. Alright, well, that's interesting. So he's averaging 60 billion, right? Then we throw the tactic on him, and what's he got now? Let's have a look, because that's kind of odd. That's kind of odd. I know the power difference makes it like the power who goes first makes a little bit of a difference, but the reality is the only thing we're changing right now is the mythic tactic. Hmm. The only thing we're changing right now is the mythic tactic. All right, go away. Wrong button yet again. Okay. That's odd. So we go into the server wide. We fight this guy yet again, Mr. Guts. We equip the tactic. Do we lose? We lost. Interesting. This is getting bizarre, but look how much damage he did. He went from 60 billion to like 153. All right, let's just keep fighting. Let's just keep fighting. I'm interested now. We won that one. Let's have a look. 262 billion. Pretty consistent though with Ironheart. I have to say he's pretty consistent. I would definitely would recommend if you do build the deer, I would stick it on him because he does have natural shielding ability. That means natural damage reduction. But that's so bizarre. That's a little bit bizarre, isn't it? What do you think is the reason? Because all we did was change the tactic. And yes, we did lose one, but we were pretty consistent with our damage with that tactic equipped. Like it seems like the tactic is doing a lot of damage. I don't know. Am I missing something here? Because I think that tactic is doing a crap ton of damage. We're just gonna watch this fight out. Okay, you're gonna have to suck it up with my commentary. Then we're gonna do the actual Warlords Clash and fight a couple of other ones higher and lower than us. Excuse me as I sip my coffee in the morning. And then after that, we will probably do a little bit of PvE action just to see if it pops off. But it does appear, and I might not be a genius, but it does appear that the damage went up by like 200 billion with that tactic equipped. 200 billion, ladies and gentlemen, with that tactic equipped. As for the deer one, honestly, couldn't tell you if it does much or not, but you would get it for the indexing. And the reason being is because it gives you 18% accuracy and, of course, 18% evasion. And those two statistics alone are absolutely worthwhile. Also, the hero that you have the mythic tactic attached to does gain plus 5% all statistics as well. So that is something to consider. It's not a big thing, but, you know, it's like basically a mythic title. Yeah, that's the equivalent. A mythic title. But let us keep looking at this storm cloud. They did get struck again. Interesting. I think every turn they can pretty much get struck. So I'm assuming Wei Yan has the highest attack on that team. And the reason why I surmise Wei Yan has the highest attack on that team is because the Thunderball has given it the overall shield, and it only goes to the highest attack on that team. I gotta keep saying it. But that paralysis just locks it down. That is insane. Alright. Focus fire. You're stunned. Yoshiro's stunned. They're all stunned. Everyone's stunned. Stunned into oblivion or paralyzed. Muted. What a nasty team. What a nasty team you have, Exodus. I'm not gonna lie. He might kill you though. No, Zhao Yun did not pop off. Unlucky. And they're still being struck by that lightning, which I think is pretty intense. I don't know what the hell happened just then, but everybody died. I don't know what happened, but everyone died. Um, yeah, that was intense. Did you see that? I feel like, yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. Unfortunately, Tashishi kind of falls off a little bit. I keep saying that, and he surprises me every now and then. But then the reality is, yeah, he kind of falls off a little bit. But we are seeing some cool combos. Zhang Fei surprisingly is still alive. That is actually a miracle for the other team. Hmm. I don't think. I don't think they. Oh no, no! I was gonna say I don't think they're gonna act, but they haven't been paralyzed yet, so they haven't been stunned. So we do have a chance to see one more proc. Ironically, Wei Yan's still alive. That's cool. Okay, so he got stunned. That sucks for Mori. Paralyzed as well, dispelled, but he did, I think, get hit by lightning just then. Huh. I'm just so focused on the lightning. I'm sorry. I'm like, I want to see just how much this procs. I know it's 40%, but it seems like it just does a redonkulous amount of damage. Anyway, let's skip ahead because we already. Oh my goodness. I was going to say we already knew the outcome, but no, apparently Lone Wolf was like, not having it today. Not today, buddy. Not today. But let's have a look to see. Still 149 billion, which without the tactic, he was averaging 60. So honestly, I feel like the tactic almost doubles this guy's damage. Glad to see that he did more damage than Tashishi because that would have sucked. Lu Su, interesting. Lu Meng, although is the star of the show. One could argue that the tactic would be better on Lu Ming as well, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'll let you play around with that one, but it could be interesting to see if Lu Ming would shine even higher with that tactic. Could he get? Wow, should we test it? Could he get to like 500 billion? Hmm. Good fight though, Guts. Good fight. I want to test that now. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I want to see, is this going to be the bee's knees? So let's remove it from you. You actually have a defensive tactic, which is very interesting. So we're going to throw you on there. Let's throw the defensive one on this guy here. Let's change you out to defensive. And let's throw the offensive back onto you, Dragon Flame. We're just going to change it up a little bit because I'm interested. For those that don't know, I probably would. I want to say, as much as I bag Tashishi out, I mean, he's still relevant, right? He's still kind of relevant. How much attack does he have? He has 143 attack. How much attack do you have? You have 1 5. So naturally, this scale is based on the hero's attack that it's attached to. So I'm going to assume that it's going to do more damage than it would on Tashishi anyway. So let's have a quick squeeze. So if we can get to like 400 or 500 billion, equipping that tactic to Lu Meng, the new dragon tactic, that is going to be that's going to be nasty. Let's have a look to see if we can actually make this pop off. Now, is your Lu Meng 7 star? Is he's 3 star? Okay. Okidoki, because that's really expensive. I wouldn't expect you to have him in the 7 star. Some of them do though. Sun Jian, of course, is the 7 star. All right, this is going to be new. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited to see just how much damage we can do. And of course, you got to remember, Yashiro still does have an offensive tactic equipped, so technically, he should still do some decent damage. Tashishi probably won't do very much. I do have a feeling though the reason why you put the defensive on Lu Meng is because he's 3 star and he's a bit squishy, but let's see if the risk to reward ratio is good. Alright. Maybe. Ooh, got hit with triple thunder. Oh no. Don't you die, Lu Meng. Don't you freaking die. Heal back up. Alright. Yes. The enemy Yoshiro lost. He could not attack you. Oh, and look at that paralysis going on. Interesting. I mean, Yoshiro's still doing a bit of damage, but for some reason, it doesn't look like we're doing too much damage. Could be deceiving though. And they're all still wrapped up with their paralysis. I love that. Except for you. Except for Xiaoyun, the most annoying one out of all of you. Damage bonus down. Let's see. Is Lu Meng gonna pop off? Yes, he is, Other Barry. Yes, he is. Please attack again, Lu Meng. You can do it. I don't think you actually have 2 attacks, do you? No, you don't. That sucks. Imagine if he had like back-to-back attacks every time he assassinated someone. That would be insane damage. But he will have another ultimate, which is going to be very cool. And of course, I'm still paying attention to the lightning strikes, but I feel like his damage is going to increase astronomically with this one. It's a hunch. I could be completely wrong, but it is a hunch. Alright, let's see if he can kill all of them. Not quite all of them. One of them, I think, missed. Okay. Well, we all knew what happened last time we thought we were gonna win. Lone Wolf came out of nowhere and destroyed our will. But no, today he could not do that. Let's check this out. He only did 268 billion. Interesting. But in saying that, Yoshiro did 220. Tashishi did nothing. He kind of hit like a wet noodle. I'm interested. I mean, we're gonna, of course, it could have been an outlier. It could have been a high end outlier last fight, but I do feel like those two equipped. I think we're onto something. I think we're onto something. Let me know in the comment section down below what would you run on yours. My battery's gonna die in a sec, so we might have to skip ahead. Let's skip ahead. I'm pretty positive he's still gonna smash it. 373 billion. And 145. Interesting. Interesting. All right. I think we can safely say that either way, I think if you ran either way, you really do want to run offensive on both Lu Meng and Yoshiro, I feel like that is a mandatory for this account. So if you do like that a choice, let us know in the comment section, Exodus, or wherever you want to let me know. But I think that's probably going to be the best option. Let's go ahead and do some fights though, because why not? Let's just fight some randoms. Let's fight some randoms. Let's watch it till the end for a couple. Then we might skip ahead for a few, but I think this will still be interesting. It's still a billion. Um, uh, well, I mean, I was afraid they wouldn't survive. Okay, they survived. As long as they survive the first hit, they're worthwhile watching for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to be too cheesy. I do want to see Lusu pop off. I do love Lusu. Oh, Yashiro doing some dirty, dirty damage there. And of course, he does have the ability to continually to surprise proc too, which is kind of interesting. Um, hmm. Lu Ming might kill both of you. He would have killed both of you, except that thing is immune. Damn you, picks you. Damn you. Alright, we're going to skip you, though. Let's have a quick look. So he's still doing pretty consistent damage. 112, 12 billion. I do like the setup of this tactic, though. I feel like that is an important statistic. Definitely want to put the your tactics on your I guess. Oh, okay. No, we're never going to skip ahead on this one. Those animations look pretty sick though. Maybe we can find someone around there and then we can do some PvE. Nope, gonna keep skipping ahead. I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't feel like anyone would complain. They can get up a bracket by fighting some easy ones. Who wouldn't want to fight some easy ones? Yep, 6, 7 billion. Now they're easy for you, but for me, I'd lose. I'd lose these fights. Look at those dragon clouds though. That's pretty cool. Maybe we can find a couple more. It's all random. Oh, hello. Oh, well, speak of our nemesis. Guts has appeared. Alrighty then, Guts. Will you win or will you lose? Dun dun dun. On the next episode of PB's Nuts. These nuts, boys. You're gonna lose. But it's really surprising that Wei Yan actually carried the team. From a 4-1, he won. That's cool. I just noticed that Guts Yashiro is 5 star as well. Very nice. Ooh, got a dispel off and everything. That is, of course, the lightning cloud dispelling buffs from the strongest HP. Kind of cool. Mm, Jones gonna attack. Yeah, he's gonna attack us. No, he's not. He didn't get an attack off. Come on, Lumian, kill someone. I always say that. I'm always hopeful, but I realize at this level, it's really hard. Like, it's legitimately hard to, like, one-shot anyone when you're almost the same power level. But the lightning did proc, which is kind of cool. Getting rid of that pesky shield. The lightning is procking a bit. Interesting. Sharpie with the paralysis. Very, very cool. Jia Yun might pop off this time, though. Nope, he's paralyzed. I just saw that. They are getting struck by that lightning, which is, yes, interesting. Yep, still getting struck. Oh, oh, you monster. You naughty monster. What the hell did we just witness there? He just eradicated the enemy line. Sun Jiang, my goodness. That's so dirty. That's so dirty. Uh, that's just what you have to see to believe it when they just eradicate the entire team in one hit. Boom. He is an absolute monster. Absolute monster. Anyway, let's have a look at that. GG, either way, GG. Still, Lu Meng managed to edge out, but look at the damage of Sun Jiang. Of course, it's 7-star, but still, nearly 300. Yushu kind of fell off a little bit on that round, but that's okay. I feel like it's because he didn't really have anyone to kill. Or maybe he was sealed up, who knows. But that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Let's do a couple more. Then we might jump into some PvE and end the video there before my phone dies. Okay, 126. We can watch this. This is a Warlord Nation. I do not like Dong Jiao's skin, not gonna lie. But I do love Papa Dong. Oof, you have a 6-star Gong Sung? You scare me. You scare me. You should put that in slot 1. He needs to go slot 1. He does. Test him out. I don't know why you have him in slot 3. He really needs to go slot 1. Because he has first attack. If you read his skill ability, it talks about first attack. So, yeah. Oof. That was unlucky. Completely unlucky. One thing I probably would consider for maybe for the Wu team is if you do run a double Lu Ming as the transformation, because his passive ability is still there. That could be interesting. Or you could wait for the Gen 6 and use Hao Tao or Big Mama Q. That could also be interesting. I hear Hao Tao has some very, I want to say, unique abilities. That could, yeah, it's gonna be fun. The game is getting fun, and then of course, if you don't know, Godly is going to be out as well. So the God tier is pretty much redonkulous whale level, megalodon level. Anyway, let's skip ahead because we already knew the outcome of that fight, but still, Lu Meng pretty solid. Yoshiro pretty solid. Liking the direction of this account, and of course we'll leave it there with the upgrade of the platinum. Let's do a couple of warrior trial glory hall thingy things. Yeah, we'll grab some of this stuff. You're probably gonna kill them all before the fight begins, but let's see. Like, I would not be surprised if the monster killed them all. Okay. The monster cannot kill them all because their HP pool is like in the trillions. Like, I think they literally might be in the trillions. Wow, Sunshine chops him in half. And I feel like probably, yeah, he's gonna go. He is gonna go. I figured that was gonna happen. Then Lu Ming is gonna finish him off. Whew. That is a lethal combination. Yoshiro and Lu Ming, just nasty. Just nasty. Very, very nasty. Too bad you couldn't get him up higher. I mean, that does suck. That does suck. I wish the development team would actually pay attention and, maybe bring some of them back. But I don't think they're going to do that. I honestly don't think they're going to do that, which sucks. Heavenly Cloud. Oh, he's just a monster. He's just a savage. So is Lu Ming. So is Yoshiro. Just eradicating him. Absolutely eradicating him. I don't think we need to watch any more of those. It is a foregone conclusion. But basically there you have it. I would definitely say, if you have the inclination, if you have the money, the tactics alone, uh we all saw it. It really did boost up the damage. Like, I don't know how to convince you. I mean, we went from like a baseline 60 million a couple of times to like double or triple that amount, quadruple that amount in some instances. The deer, I couldn't tell you whether or not it actually did a lot. It's really just there for the shielding. I wouldn't say it's there for the healing, just because Sun Jian heals a lot anyway. It probably did contribute a little bit because it is 10% max HP. For those that don't know, that's what this tactic does. If it'll let me click on him, come on, no, you don't want me to let me click on him. Course you don't, game. Freaking game. But this does do some healing. Of course, it is max HP, and it does do 2 debuff reduction. So it's nice. It's there with the whales, like the whale tactic. But the reality is, most players are just going to be like hooked on whether or not this tactic here does damage. I can arguably say that it does do some damage. I don't know. There's no real technical way to test it out, but from my observations, it certainly is there. That and the fact that it gave like 60 billion power, which is freaking ridiculous. But at the same time, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you had some fun. You got some ideas. Thank you so much, Exodus, for letting us use your account. If you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Make sure you do so. Don't miss out on any of these little tidbits. We do like to do some play testing. I will be doing some account reviews this week, so hit me up in the Discord as well. Link is in the description field below for those that don't know. I can be reached there. There isn't really a list at the moment, but I do have some people lined up. I would love to do a showcase of that Warlord, but I kind of just been busy in general. But I will do a 1 trillion showcase of the Warlord if one day lets me have access to his account again, or their account again. Make sure that if you see me on Facebook, add me as a friend, say hello, don't be afraid. I'll see the OGs in the comment section down below. But until next time,